Good evening everybody, and welcome to South Yorkshire Ghost Hunters out on location at the Oaks Colliery over in Barnsley. So this is where we've come to do our ghost hunt this Saturday night, and sadly it's raining this evening, so we've got a little bit of shelter that's going to do a bit of cover tonight, but we'll see how things go on, they progress during the night there. So I've been here to Oaks Colliery before. I've got to get the history about the place again because my memory is absolutely rubbish. So I'll let Diane tell us a bit about the history in a short while there. So no, not many members out with us tonight, just myself and Diane, and also Marie and her husband that's also come to join us tonight. Marie is one of our new members that's joined South Yorkshire Ghost Hunters. So and the weather is blinking rubbish. Look at it, raining, and my lens is getting covered in water already. So Oaks Colliery used to be a very active pit during the 1800s. I'm going to tell you what I can remember of the pit. There was a disaster, I can't remember the date now, and one of the tunnels blew up. I'm not sure if it was due to the gases in the tunnel. I think it was. Anyway, one of the tunnels blew and sent a ripple effect through the pit. Now we do believe, well, we do know that there was children here working at the pit, so not just men that got killed, but young children also got killed as well working in the pit. So hopefully tonight we'll get some activity. The last time we was here we got activity from a person by the name of Jim who worked here. He died in the pit disaster here, and so hopefully we might pick Jim up again tonight. Hopefully we will. Last year when we was here, when we was doing a ghost hunt, we're calling out to the spirits to make a noise to try and contact us, and just above us there is a wooden floor, and if you watched our video from last year, you will see that during the video there that we was getting tapping noises when we was asking out for spirits to make themselves known to us. So hopefully this evening they'll do the same as well. Anyway, like I said, with us tonight up to now, we have Diane with us this evening, also Marie, and also Pete, Marie's husband there, and myself as per usual on the camera. So I'm going to get Diane to look for the information with regards to Oaks Colliery, and give you a brief description, history of what happened here. Now I do believe, because we filmed up here, now there was supposed to be that one of the entrances was up here to the pit. I'm not sure if it was used to fetch the coal buckets up or what, but I'll take you for a walk down here of where the coal buckets are, where the tracks were that pushed the coal buckets. Now you see there's a big arch here, so you can see there, you see the arch. Now I think that the coal came up from the ground there on the conveyor belt. There's a great big wheel up at the top, so the coal must have come up through there and gone into the coal buckets, and then what they did then is push the coal buckets out. Now you see the tracks here. The tracks are being removed from this part here of the pit here, and you see that the tracks are restarting here. So what they would have done then is the coal buckets would have come along here and gone down to the other side. It goes in a circle, and maybe then horses and carts used to be at the other end, and then the coal was probably loaded onto horse and carts for the coalmen to take and then sell to residents around the Barnsley area. So there you can see there the railway, the tracks here from the coal buckets, and it goes around in a circle and then comes back down here. Now I didn't see anywhere that the tracks could have gone down this way, so there must have been probably another part at the other end where the horse and carts would pull up, load the carts up with coal, and then the coal wagons, whatever you want to call them, would then head back round and so on. So I'm only guessing that, you know, thinking that could be the reason, which I believe it could be. Why would they have it in a circle there? So that's what I think anyway, that they used to come up, horse and carts, get the coal, and then they would go off and then go round Barnsley to local residents that had coal fires back in them days, because you have to remember there was no gas for heating or for cooking. Some people may have been looking at gas lights in them days, but most of the heating was done by coal, and also for cooking as well, because they had these stoves, and the stoves were heated by coal and logs as well. So there you go. Oh, what's this? Sunflower. I love sunflowers. I keep on telling the wife we should grow some sunflowers in the garden. This is a little garden. I'm not sure if the garden is commemorated to the pit here. I'm not too sure. Last year you have like willow, Old Bend. Have I gone past that bit? Have they removed that willow? Oh, I think the willow's over there. So this is another spot here. So yeah, you can see the sunflowers there. I think beautiful flowers. So they've had a clear out of here actually, because last year when I came in here, this was a wooded area. So it has been cleaned out. Big splash of water on my camera there. Oh, okay, that's interesting. They've put seating in here. Oh no, it's on the just had the noise then. There's the woods in front of us, and right down at the bottom there is a path, so I'm not too sure. So there's a seating here. That's from up there. Somebody's dragged it down here with lots of things. So you can see the tracks are going right round and then going back out down at the bottom. Now I mean railway horse and carts could have come up this way. I'm not too sure. But this has been opened up from from the last time. So if you look down, oh yeah, I have been in here. So right down at the bottom down there is a main road. You might be able to hear it. Oh no, yep. Yeah, you can hear the cars. Could do with probably coming in here a little bit later on and see if we can get anything from the wooded area as well. So there you go. Path's starting to go downhill, but if you look down at the bottom, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there's a main road down there. So I don't think you can see it. So there you go, everybody. So if you look, it crossed over it seems to crossed over onto that side as well. So I don't know if they had horses that was pulling the carts around. They must have had horses because the carts would have been probably pretty heavy to push. So they must have used a lot of horses here, probably donkeys as well. That was here. I think Jeanette is with us now. So oh, I heard a bang then behind me. I'm not sure if it was that car that had done that. So this is that willow type thing. I quite like this willow type. How they've set this up. The grass is wet through. I'm glad I got my winter wellies back out. Won't be long before the winter weather will be back upon us again. So this is that willow. It goes around in a circle here. I do like it how they've done this. Well, that's slightly changed from last time I was here. It's like a planted type thing. So I can hear somebody over there where the cars are. Jeanette! Okay, back in over there now. The spirits are letting us know that they're here. I want to speak to us. This looks new as well. This looks like it used to be part of a building. There's like the foundation there, and maybe they've used it for going in. So I'm just going to check actually, see if Jeanette has arrived. Can't see a car. No, Jeanette's not here yet. I can't see a car. I'm not sure where Jeanette is. So yeah, just some of the gives a little bit of a brief history of how the pit would have looked back in them days. So you see all the people here shoveling and the coal here. Volunteers from the Barnsley Main Heritage Group have been working hard to improve the site and make it accessible for visitors as a farm industrial site. Please be careful as you explore. Barnsley Main is a rare survivors of South Yorkshire's rich coal mining heritage. The building stands as a reminder of an industry that powered the Industrial Revolution and shaped the lives of generations. This site was mined for over 170 years until Barnsley Main finally closed in 1991. Today, the winding engine house appears isolated, but they were once part of a bustling complex of buildings. On the bank between the buildings and Oaks Lane are two bollards marking the location of mine shafts. The nearest one was called the cupola shaft and was used to ventilate the old Oaks Colliery. In 1866, the colliery suffered the worst mining disaster in English history. The buildings and headgear were saved by Barnsley Council in the early 1900s, and in 2013 they assigned grade 2 listings by Historic England in recognition of their importance and rarity. So there you go, everybody. So if you do come here, please give it respect that it deserves there, and look after help to look after and maintain the place. Don't chuck your rubbish around or anything like that, because it is an importance to the history of the UK, not just for South Yorkshire, but for the rest of the UK. So my camera is not very good tonight. I've had these batteries on charge for 24 hours, and I must have picked the wrong ones up. So let's look here, the patchwork history of mining in Barnsley. So deep mining has taken place on this site since the 1830s. The last working colliery here was Barnsley Main, which closed in 1991. The remaining buildings are a rare example of the 19th century coal mining structures, and are nationally significant for the completion of its surviving winding house and headstock arrangement. The buildings do not date from a single period, but are a patchwork of developments throughout the 19th and 20th century. The earliest parts date from the late 19th century and are linked to the redevelopment of the site by local industrialist Dan Rylands, or Rylands. It was then known as Rylands Main, following the nationalisation of the coal mining industry in 1947. The buildings were refurbished and the steel headstock was added later. Additional date from redevelopments in the 1950s, 60s and 80s. Dan Rylands, 1849 to 1910, made his fortune as a partner at the Hope Glassworks in Stairfoot, and was a popular local figure. He bought this site in 1890 and began sinking a new shaft to reach new coal seams. The new shaft failed and led to severe financial problems for Rylands, and he was eventually declared bankrupt. So this must be the guy Rylands here that bought the pit there. So there you go, and it's got here, Dan Rylands was remembered for many years in Barnsley as a great industrialist, innovator and employer. So he must have employed quite a lot of people from around from around Barnsley or from around this area. So anyway, everybody, I'm going to go back to everybody. I'm not sure where Jeanette is. She usually comes round the back now. She may attend very soon, and we'll do a bit of ghost hunting then, and hopefully we may catch something. Hopefully we might catch the spirit of Jim again. So that'd be interesting if we do get Jim coming back through to us this year. So just go see what's been happening down here. There's somebody down there. I can see somebody moving. Hello. Hello. Is that you, Jeanette? Oh, I thought you. I ain't seen Jeanette here.
Marie and Pete, they're going for a walkabout.
Alright.
Have you gone through the bit of history?
Bits of it.
Have you done it?
Not all of it, no. I've not mentioned when the pit disaster happened and how many children died here, how many adults. But I'm sweltering. It's raining here.
It's raining, but it's hot.
It's so hot.
12th of December 1866.
Yep.
There was an explosion igniting gas underground. It claimed the lives of hundreds of workers, changing the lives of many, many family and friends. But there was an earlier explosion on the 5th of March 1847. 73 men and boys were killed.
So there's been 2 explosions here.
And then the Colliery disaster in 1913 as well, which was the worst British mining.
So there's been 3 disasters here then?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, according to this.
So
at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, 3 rescuers had descended the pit. Meanwhile, the roads leading to the pit were thronged with relatives and friends. They all came, and a few badly burnt survivors were brought to the surface. The 3 rescues were then found, some 20 to 30 survivors who were terribly burnt, huddled together near the foot of the shaft. These were raised to the surface, and only 6 survived the burns. They found 38 unidentifiable charred remains.
is that men and children?
Yeah, unidentifiable.
Oh wow.
So it's awful. And then it says the disaster took the lives of 361 men and boys, and of the 340 persons in the pit on 12th of December, only 6 survived. 27 were killed the following morning, 23 of whom were the volunteers from other pits that had come through.
So they lost their lives as well, trying to save the people.
Yeah. Awful. Yeah, and obviously then this has been landscaped to keep the history alive.
So we believe that one of the, you can't do it, but we believe that was one of the shafts here, weren't it?
Yeah.
Upon this banking here. Is there a marker? Because the step oh yeah, the markers are there. So yeah, there's so this is one of the, this is the markers here. You're going to get wet through, Diane. This is where we came. Did we come here last year and put some equipment down here? Yeah, yeah, this is one of the markers. Or is it? Or is the 2 with the 2 shafts here?
There's the concrete.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's two markers. So this is one of the shafts here. So there used to be. It looks like there might have been something wrought on them, but it seems to have faded. Gosh, it's hot.
It is, isn't it?
Even though it's wet and raining, the humidity is really strong.
But we've had REM pods, K2s going off.
Yeah, last year we had the REM pods going off here, didn't we?
Yeah.
So
we did, and we do seem to get, when we've been here a couple of times, there's a spirit called Jim that comes.
yeah, Jim. Yeah.
He usually comes and speaks to us.
Yeah. So that's so this must have gone off. That road must have been there before when the pit was built, because probably the horse and carts come down here, pick the coal up, and because I think most of the pit was mainly over on the other side.
Yeah.
As well as here. Because that's all mining area over there. You can tell with the landscape.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go back down. I want a cup of tea.
For a cup of tea.
Yeah, and I'm hot.
Well,
Sticky.
I've given Marie and Pete my camera, so they've gone off filming.
Yep.
And exploring as well.
Yep. Oh, where's that going off?
I don't know.
Did the Marie and Pete have did they have a REM pod?
Yeah, they've got a REM pod.
Okay, might be that then. It'd be good if it's something in here that maybe doing it. Do you have any spirits here that would like to come and speak to us? We just read the information about how many people passed away here. It was really sad. Was how many? 300 and something? 300 altogether, over 300 people died here working at this pit. It's really sad to know that there was children involved in this as well. Innocent children that got killed. It's sad that men got killed as well, but it's more sadder to know that children got killed here.
And then the other explosion as well after it.
Did any of you get burnt? Could you show us a sign that you're here? There's trigger objects on the ground, that flashing lights. They won't hurt you in any way. If you go up and touch them, they will let us know that you're here. We're not here to cause any harm, we're here to make contact. We've been here before, me and Diane, and we've contacted a spirit by the name of Jim. Do you know Jim at all? Did you work with Jim?
Are you here with us, Jim, tonight?
Maybe Jim was one of the what were they called in them days? Not supervisors, shift manager, foreman, that's it.
Yeah.
Was Jim a foreman? Was he your foreman?
He just comes through on the radio as well,
Yeah.
doesn't he? So
Yeah.
we can try that later.
Did you, was Jim your foreman? Was he in charge of you?
Are you here with us, Jim? It's Diane and Martin again. Come to visit you again. Come say hello. I've seen you for a while.
Last year you was knocking on the roof of the pit here. Could you do that again? Could you tap? But last year when we heard that knocking, it did sound like boots. Do you know?
I mean, it took me a while for me to hear it.
Yeah.
Else were hearing it while
Yeah.
it was up there. And then I finally did it. In fact, you've just done it with your boots. You can make that noise, the same noise. That noise. So that's exactly what we heard up there.
Yeah. Somebody's come in here and been doing some painting on the ground and come on people, stop doing this.
Putting some silly symbols.
Putting silly
And
symbols.
that's a sign of protection, so I hope you don't think it's anything else.
And also putting them on here as well. Why?
That sign there is the medicine sign, the one with the snake.
Yeah.
That's medicine. I'm not sure.
Why do you need to do it? Come on. If this paranormal group that's done this, why do you need to do this?
I don't think it is paranormal.
I don't know who's done it, if it is paranormal groups as well. I mean, you get the idiots that write all over the walls and graffiti it. I mean, it'd be good if it was something good.
Well, pentagram's a sign of protection, and that's a sign of medicine. So,
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the sign that they use on the ambulances. Similar sort of thing.
I'm not sure about the X in there, but
Yeah.
I can't remember. What
Yeah, I don't know what that sign stands for. I'm not really into that sort of.
directions or something.
Yeah. It might be One Direction.
Could be elements, fire, water.
Could be. I don't know. I tried looking in here last year, but it's been welded up. I think somebody has had a go at it in the past, but you can see that it's been welded up. Anyway, I'm going to go for a drink, everybody. I really need one, and I'll be back very shortly here. Bye bye for now. Does somebody go,
No?
I thought I heard a You sure it nobody at the table?
No, weren't us. No, I didn't. Very nice. Is anybody here with us tonight? Anybody from the mine? Alright. Would you like to come and communicate with us by moving this table? Show us a sign for yes and a sign for no. We've spoke to you before. Or is anyone we haven't spoken to like to come forward this time? If you can just come up to us, tip this table, one way for a yes, one way for a no. And then you can come and speak to us, talk to us, give us a message or anything. My name's Diane. I'm Marie. Martin over there, if you can remember us. We've been to see you before.
That tap.
Yeah. Good evening. Would you like to come closer? Would you like to come and push this table a little bit more? And talk to us? Give us a sign for yes.
Another click then. Is it trying to move?
Yeah,
Yeah, come and give us a sign for yes.
I just see it move then. Did that just move to Marie?
I think it's going to Jeanette. Is it moving to you, Jeanette?
I'm not that I'm aware of.
I don't know. I get a bit disorientated sometimes.
It's very slow. Yeah, it's very slow. It's more of the, you're getting more of a sound. If that's easier, if it's easier to tap under the table, can you do that more? Cover right under that beam. The joys of
season goes into this, you know. Can you push this table to one direction?
Do you have to use that pop group?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can do whatever you want. We're quite happy with whatever you want to do. If you want to tip it towards Jeanette, like I think you were going for. Or you can knock, you can do whatever you want, it's up to you. Choice is yours.
Just rock it for now.
Yeah, just rock it backwards and forwards, we don't mind.
Just try it. Thank you.
Slap.
Yeah, just enough. fingers are going to come down.
Yeah. Would you like to have a go at pushing the table? You don't have to, but I'd appreciate it if you did. Can you push it for a yes?
Everybody's getting dripped on.
We're all
It makes you jump and all.
Can you give me a yes?
Oh, I got dripped on.
Just give me a sign for yes. You can push it any which way you want, towards Marie and Pete, me or Jeanette. Choice is yours. Are you going to Jeanette for a yes? Okay, that's fine.
Oh, we're moving.
Who would you want to push it towards for a no? Pick anybody. Any direction. Okay. And then if you don't know something, just wiggle it a little bit. Wiggle it a little bit if you don't know, then we'll understand that you just don't know. We'll understand. Thank you. Are you a male person? Are you a male? Okay. That's lovely, thank you. Are you an adult? Are you a child? So you're an adult?
Are you a teenager?
We've got male at least.
Yeah.
Have we spoken to you before? When we've been here? Thank you. Is it Jim? Is your name Jim? No, okay. Oh, hang on. Let me think who we spoke to before. Oh, I'm useless at remembering names. Are you the Newcastle? The man from Newcastle? I'm so sorry, I can't. Is that you? Oh,
Sure,
he's the
it'll
shift
come-
manager.
it'll come to you.
He's the shift manager. You're the shift manager, aren't you? The charge hand person who's in charge. Oh, I am so sorry. It's because of my brain condition, I can't remember things.
I thought Jim was the shift manager.
Yeah, but there was another one that's like a higher up. Remember when we were in over that way?
Right.
He was the one we were talking to over that way, and he came through on the radio, and he's got a Newcastle accent. Oh, what's his name? Oh, can't remember his name.
I can't. You have to look at the last video.
So sorry, I don't remember his name. I do have problems with my memory.
It's called old age.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
It's called old age.
Got too much food in my brain.
Those drips are getting a bit louder.
Something like Bernard or something like that. I think Bernard. From Newcastle.
Well, there were a lot of people in them days moved down here from Scotland up
Yeah.
north to work down here because there was more work down here than what there was up north.
That's what he said when
Yeah.
we were talking to him, that he'd moved here purposely to come and work here. We've got you on video. Just thank you. Anyway, I'm useless.
'Cause a lot of the miners were from north, the north,
Yeah,
north of England and Scotland.
I think it was. Thank you for coming to speak to us tonight. It's much appreciated. Are you well?
My ex-missus's granddad, they come from Glasgow, and they moved down here, and all the family worked at Silverwood Put.
Mm. Is there anyone else here with us tonight? Has any of the other people come out? Is it just yourself? Is it just yourself tonight?
It's like it's wasn't your thing.
Are they still doing the jobs?
It's really slow.
Was he here when the disaster was on one of the disasters?
Were you here at the time of the disasters? Or the explosions?
I know one of them were contacted said that he died with the children, didn't he?
Yeah. And today of all days, I think we can looked them all over.
Looked them all over and sent them through.
Did you die with the children that worked here at the pit? You show us a sign that you, if that's correct, was that a yes or no? Did you die with the children here?
No.
Okay. Did you die of horrific burns?
Yes.
Yeah, so it was one of those that died in the other pit disasters where the shafts blew up. Was the burns caused by one of the shafts blowing up because there was too much gas in the mine shafts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you. We know it's hard.
I wonder if it was the shafts what were behind us then.
Yeah. Can you confirm that? Because we spoke to you over that way before. But were you from the shafts that's up on that banking? No.
No.
So you were from where originally we spoke to you last time, over it was like a field kind of thing.
In the woods bit, in that wood
yeah,
bit.
just, there's like a field, isn't it?
Mm.
So that's where you were. Thank you. Yeah, under there. So.
So did you die of horrific burns to your body?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And gas as well. Saturday weekend, isn't it?
I thought I heard somebody talking then from out here. I wasn't too sure.
And you're okay now, Will? You're okay with have you healed?
Oh God, what the manager, God, Rydals or something, that bought the pit. I can't think of his blinking first name now. I've just been reading about him.
You've been as bad as me, but I can't remember.
Rydals. Which the manager, the pit owner, was he called Rydals? That owned the pit, was very well to do within Barnsley.
No, that is yet.
Hey?
Tables not moved.
No.
I. Are you? Am I correct with that being the manager? Shall I run down?
Yeah, run down, I'm gonna have a look.
Let me go see what the name is, because I forgot what it blinking is. Give me 2 minutes then. I've got to go get the name again of the manager of that bought the pit. My memories not very good. Gosh, I'm walking all the way back down here. They've set me on a right expedition, aren't they? It's not very good when you're wearing toe cap wellies, because they're way heavy. Right, where's this sign? It's here. Right, let me try and remember something from this. Right, here we are. That's the guy. Dan Rylands, I think it's Rylands, Dan Rylands. So let's see if he answers to that name, Dan Rylands. So the owner who bought the pit in the 1800s. Hello? Yeah, the person who bought the pit in the 1800s was Dan Rylands.
Rylands. Did you ever meet this Dan Rylands person? You did? Were you working directly under him? Was he your boss, your immediate boss? No. Okay. Do you know Jim that we talk to sometimes that comes through to us? Do you know him? He's some sort of a supervisor. Did he work under you? Mm. Jim comes to talk to us now and then. Was Jim with you at the time that you died, Kenneth? Were you together? Okay. Probably seems to be different ends of the last time we came, we heard footsteps above us. Was it you at all? Were you up there or anything? No. Would you have any idea who might have been up there? If you walking, do you have any clue what could have been? Who might have been up there at the time?
Ask if the miners are still on the ground in the pits, in the pit, in the mine shafts.
Are the spirits of the miners still there? Has any been able to pass over? Yeah. No. Has any of the spirits been able to cross over? touching Jeanette at all? Have you
Hey,
just touched Jeanette?
Hey,
You have.
You do.
Can you do it again?
I
Just
don't
gently.
mind, I
Just
don't
gently.
mind.
Do you mind just doing it again? So
That's good to know.
Can't see anything.
It's not particularly wet either, so it's not as if it's like big drops.
Like this, that's
Oh, hang on.
Hang on a minute. It's a very slight feeling now.
I keep getting drips on it.
Can I ask?
I can. Yeah, I can.
What?
I can see somebody stood at the back of Jeanette. Can you touch Jeanette again on the head? Just gently.
It's touching me.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
haze.
same if it's going like
Can you
that.
see it? There's a haze around
I
you.
can't see it, but I can feel it.
Yeah, I can see a haze around you. Just slightly.
Can you do that a little bit more harder so we could get it on camera?
What about the walking above us?
And I've got pressure on my head now, so it's doing it harder, it's like a small thing.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
for
pull a
that.
hood down, hit your head on table a few times.
He's kidding.
Then we know. No, I'm not. Then we know you're here.
Don't do that.
You know he's messing, don't you? I'm sure.
He knows.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah. It's nice to meet you anyway.
Right, ready, right.
It's like what? Ready break?
Yeah.
Yeah. That feels like
Oh,
that.
right, ready, right. Yeah.
I'm still there, I can feel it.
Right, just back slightly back of you.
Yeah.
It's like a... Ooh. That's just changed colour.
Is it a man?
Yeah, yeah.
Or is it a child?
It's dark. Dark. There's one coming. White to blue. You've seen it. Just above a red. Just above. Well, it's sort of like all round it, but just
Yeah.
above more.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, yeah.
I
No.
hope like
See a shade.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Which cab?
Did when the children worked here, did they leave school at 9 years old to come and work in the pits? Yeah. Okay, that's because that was the same age as what they were in the Welsh pits. They used to go to school up until they were 9, and then left school at 9, and then they used to work in the pits, mainly with the with the horses and donkeys and that. I was asking that then. I think your girl, well,
P.
I think the spirits, especially if the male spirits, would be more interested in females.
You'd have thought they've had more bond with one, wouldn't they?
Would have what?
But yeah, we've been tough down.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'll ask that then, because I'm, what do they call it? Male. See if I can get anybody. If not, then one of your girls jump in.
In turns, see what happens.
Do we have any spirits here would like to communicate with us? Would you like to come forward? Show us a sign that you're here. We're sat in a circle, and we're hoping that you can come and touch some of our devices that's in the centre of the circle here. These devices won't hurt you. They'll show us a sign that you're here. to let us know that you're here and you would like to communicate with us. Everything you see on the ground which are flashing and got different coloured lights, they're here is just to detect your presence. I won't hurt you in any way. We're not here to harm anybody. We're not here, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, we're not here to harm anybody. We're here just to communicate, to prove that life goes on after death. We're here to prove your existence, that people are still working here at Oaks Colliery. We know of children that passed away in this at this colliery. Well, I thought it just saw something go across the screen then.
I don't know, but I just said I was back.
It was near your leg.
My head's been touched again.
It was near your leg, Diane. Not like a
I
miss.
heard a noise behind me. But I haven't got a clue what it was. Did you hear it?
Yeah, before you said that, like, yeah.
There was
I don't
something.
think it was my breath what did it.
I don't know what it was. I haven't got a clue.
Come on, we've got some nice toys on the ground, especially for the children here. If they would like to come and touch them, there is a teddy bear on the ground as well.
Touch the little balls. See if they'll go off.
Not too sure if there was females that worked in the pit here. There probably would have been
Not
Male.
well,
male and female children.
not that thing.
They would have done because they did in Wales, in Welsh pits.
I would start the different back.
Yeah, I know. I met a woman when I was over in Australia, and when we went to visit her at the old folks' home with my dad, and what I call it, she was telling me she was 90 something when I met her in 80s, and she was telling me, I think it was 1913. She went down the pit. She left school at 9. That's why I asked that question
Yeah.
about
Shocked,
going to the
actually.
pit.
I thought girls had got into
Because she went down the pit until
mates and
I think it was 1916, and then what I call it, her husband come back from First World War, well, a boyfriend, and then they got married.
I'm shocked about that.
But they would have had females as well as males.
I would thought
Maybe put a dolly down. Have you brought a dolly,
Yeah.
Diane?
oh, yeah.
Maybe put one of them with a flashy ball on or something like that. Maybe that might encourage them. So do we have any children here who would like to come and communicate with us? Can you show us a sign that you're here?
I think I'll move away from this teddy a bit more because I'm being close.
My name's Martin.
I'm Jeanette.
I'm Marie.
And we've got Diane over there. She's going to get a dolly in case we have any girls here that would like to communicate with us. Because I believe that there must have been girls in the pit here. I know that some children left school at 9 years old and then went to work in the pits. Was you one of these children that worked in the pit? Did you die because of the disaster here? Can you touch one of the objects on the ground? I promise you they won't hurt you in any way. They're 100% safe. We call them trigger objects. And we use these to make contact with people that's departed this world, which have passed away. So if we have any girls here, there is a dolly there. Did you ever play with a dolly when you was young? Does anybody else want to ask her instead of me?
There's a little ball as well with a dog. Just touch it. Little flash. fashion with the balls tonight. Is any children here? You're quite welcome to come and touch this equipment, what we've got. And touch these little balls, make them flash. Show you. You just touch them. Should go off. Like that. Won't hurt you. Come and touch the teddy bear. See if you can get the green light to come on. And the paw. Or you could come and touch the horses on the carousel. Make the horses turn round. Are you frightened of these things? They really won't hurt you. Make a lot of noise. They won't hurt you. Can you roll the balls? Knock the balls off the little cups that they're sat on.
That was. Oh no, it's the flash one.
That's a loud clicking noise.
Are you not happy about us being here? Has there been too many people coming here disturbing you? Want to come and talk to us and let us know if people have been bothering you.
It's a hard job. And a lot of men lost their life in a really, really awful accident. Are you one of these men?
You're very, very, very quiet tonight. Can you not remember us? We've not been for a while. Remember me, Martin? My name's Diane.
How do you know?
Can you remember us? We've been here a couple of times. You've always come and spoke to us and set the REM pods going from K2 meter.
If you remember last time we come, we was trying to get the miners excited about women being here. And they were saying now wanted to see a nice Muslim man. With the showing off the muscles.
You had a good laugh as well, didn't you? It wasn't all doom and gloom. It were a hard job, but you had a good laugh, didn't you?
Oh, get out of me, you blinking insect.
These are new REM pods. We've explained what REM pods are before. We just go up to them. These are the new ones. Can you remember the old ones that we had with the 4 green lights on? A bit bigger than these, weren't they? These do exactly the same thing. They're just different, that's all. They're the same principle. The other ones weren't as noisy as these ones. Could like
Come on, please. Can you light one of those little round balls up on the ground? There's one. There's two near the doll, and between the on each side of the teddy bear. Could you touch one of those balls and light it up for us, please? They won't hurt you in any way. You could give us a sign for yes and a sign for no by touching them. Are you happy that we're here? We're not from Barnsley, us. We're from different parts of South Yorkshire. I'm from Sheffield.
I was born in Rotherham, but I live in Sheffield now.
I'm from Rotherham.
I'm from Rosington.
I've travelled from Nottingham tonight to be here.
We used to have a very famous president of the oh gosh, I can't think what it was, the union, Arthur Scargill. You probably wouldn't have known of him, or I'm not too sure. Well, it picked it close to the 1990s, did it? So there might have been somebody that worked here from that era. Did anybody know Arthur Scargill?
Just heard something to the side of me. Like a
Pump.
scuff, right.
Heard a pump.
Did you hear that? Oh, it was you.
Did was you alive during the 1990s when the strikes were on? Sorry, in the 1980s when the miners' strikes were on. Maybe you're a miner from the present. Maybe we don't have any miners from the past here. Did you come here during the miners' strikes? Was the police? Did the police have pickets outside? Picket lines? Well, they were the miners, weren't it, with the picket lines? Did Arthur Scargill come here during the miners' strike? If you know who I'm talking about, could you light one of the balls up on the ground? He represented the miners back in the 80s. He was part of the miners' unions, and he defended the miners. Maybe you are a spirit. Well, what's a spirit? A person that was alive during the 1980s. Could you come and light one of the balls up and let us know? Or maybe you was a miner, one of the miners that died in the 1800s. Was the one in 1913 is where they all got burnt? Was it that one? Was you maybe around in 1913? Was you one of the miners that got burnt to death? And you're still here? You're still working at the pit, or you're still hanging around here?
December 1866.
When the miners got burnt?
Yeah, 361 miners and rescuers.
Okay, 18 what?
1866. The disaster centred upon a series of explosions caused by fire damp, which ripped through the underground workings. Tis the worst mining accident in England and the second worst mining disaster in the UK, except for the one that you were on about in Wales.
Uh,
The first shaft at the Oaks Colliery was sunk in the early 1830s. In 1845, two separate explosions occurred at the colliery. On both occasions, a few men were below ground and no more than 3 or 4 workers died. 2 years later, a more serious incident occurred after fire damp accumulated in old workings was ignited and exploded. Of the men underground, 73 were killed and 26 were rescued. Changes were then made to the colliery's ventilation. The downcast shaft was converted to upcast with a furnace at its foot. The 2 abandoned shafts were deepened to the lower seams and brought into use as the downcast and drawing shafts. The upcast shaft was close to the Dearne and Dove Canal, and the downcast shafts were adjacent to the railway. And this colliery covered 450 acres, and 2/3 were worked. And we've got the time of. It was worked on the long wall principle, there being about 60 miles of wall at the time of the 1866 explosion.
60 miles of what?
Yeah. And the Barnsley seam is about 8 feet thick, and it's 280 yards below the surface at the pit bottom.
So did you hear Diane mention all the information there? Is this true? Could you like one of the touch something on the ground to let us know that was correct?
Oh, listen to this. The Barnsley seam was liable to outbursts of fire damp, sometimes sufficient to put out the Georgie lamps used. On one occasion, all the lamps for 1,500 yards were put out. Gas built up in the uneven levels and the groves were full of the fire damp. The air circuit was more than 3 miles. The induced draft was obtained from a pair of furnaces 70 yards from the upcast shaft. And after the inquiry, after the explosion, transpired that the colliery had not been visited by government inspectors for years.
Yeah.
So it had been neglected.
So they're just pleased what they want then.
It's been closed and reopened several times between 1929 and 1966. The number 2 shaft was used for manning in 1970s. Production ceased in 1991. And then this building here is a grade 2 listed building.
Oh, my legs are killing me.
The whole neighbourhood for 3 miles around shook as an earthquake had occurred. It was accompanied by a huge roar like thunder. 2 dense columns of smoke and debris erupted from the downcast shaft. Number 2 pit, the cage was blown up into the headgear, breaking the coupling.
So was you here when these disasters happened? Can we touch one of these devices on the ground, please, just to let us know that you heard everything what Diane said? And was you here at that time period when these disasters happened? Is this the reason why you're still here? Coming through. This section of the video is going to end in a minute.